This year, we are partnering as a world spiritual community with Centers for Spiritual Living. And that is our parent organization. And the theme for this year in our world community is spirituality in action. The theme for this month is be fruitful in facts and motives. Integrity. And the recommended book by Howard Thurman is this one. It's called The Inward Journey. I love to read. And I got all kinds of props today reading. Because I love to learn the tidbits, the savories, that which nourishes me. And sometimes it's maybe a paragraph, just one paragraph in a whole book. But you don't know that until you read the book. And so mine are, is dog-eared still okay to say? I fold down a corner, or I do a bookmark, or a piece of paper, and then I write on that. And so out of all of that themes, my title for this morning is Our Highest Values. Our highest values. So, as you know, I like to dig deeply, and so I like to begin today dissecting this month's theme. Be truthful in facts and motives. Integrity. So what is a fact? What is a fact? A fact is a piece of information presented as having object reality. In other words, it's the evidence. It's the evidence. And here it is. There's the evidence. It's a book. This is a fact. This is a book. Got that? This is a fact. Book. Now, it may or may not contain facts or truths, but it's a fact. It's a book. Next question. What is a motive? It's a move to action. Something that spurs us. A cause to action. That's a motive. That's a motive. And then what is truth? Nobody? Nobody knows what truth is.
A Russian newspaper.
You said News and Review? Well, I'm told that this contains some truth. Science of Mind textbook. Yeah, truth never changes.
Absolute reality.
Absolute reality. Now we're cooking.
That which cannot really be explained because it's infinite.
I see. Can't be boxed in or put into any.
When you give it a word or a label, it loses, it limits it.
There you go. There you go.
All about personal reality, perception.
Okay. You're okay. Personal perception. That is your truth. So, what is truth? A judgment, a proposition, or an idea that is true or accepted as true. There's that acceptance of something that makes it true for us. And that's what I call our truth, my truth. It's true for me. Now, my truth might not be your truth. Probably not. Probably isn't. I mean, we might blend our truth a bit. We do that here on Sundays and in classes and different events. We come and we blend our truth. and it's quite it's quite savory, isn't it? It is quite savory. But there's the truth, the spiritual truth, which never changes, and it cannot be, like you say, limited. It cannot be boxed in. Well, as I research further with the words, I love words too. There's a phrase, in truth. In truth. Now, in truth is defined as in accordance with facts. Which reminded me of the 1950s TV series, Dragnet. And the detective, over there, in the class, delivers a well-known line, just the facts, ma'am. Just the facts. All I want is the facts. No stories. Only what she believed to be true. Now, the fact in Science of Mind is what? The demonstration. Here's the fact. Here's the proof of your motives. Here's the proof of what you're believing. It's a fact. Well then, once the detective got the facts, then what did the detective do? He looked into what led up to the facts in the case. In the Science of Mind, that's the cause. Well, our life is at all times cause and effect. Cause and effect. Motives and facts. Intention, demonstration. Now, did anyone read today's Science of Mind story? Oh, good. Then it'll be new. I was hoping. My treatment worked. Okay. And every month, one individual gets to write the whole month of stories, affirmations, and quotes. And this month it is, excuse me, this is the fact. Reverend Joanne McFadden. And but she writes on, her title is The Messenger. And I thought it important to read this at this point because it really has impact on our lives and the things we go through in our lives and how they shape us. She writes, when my parents founded the Camarillo Church of Religious Science, they experienced a long and difficult transition. My father worked full-time in the finance industry, taught Science of Mind classes in the evenings, prepared his message on Saturday, and officiated the service on Sunday. Sound familiar, ministers? Early in your careers? 4 years after beginning his ministry, my father began to have debilitating migraine headaches. It wasn't uncommon for me to come home from school and find him sequestered in a dark room, unable to function due to the pain. Transitioning to full-time ministry would mean taking a cut in pay, losing his medical, retirement, and college tuition benefits, and trading his steady income for one that could only be uncertain. This required a gargantuan leap of faith, but the pain was telling him it was time. The pain was the messenger. He resigned from his corporate job and took the plunge. The result? The migraines never returned. The ministry flourished and still stands today in its own building as a Camarillo Center for Spiritual Living. Pain and illness serve the purpose of pointing us to inner healing. We can absolutely work in tandem with the medical community to relieve symptoms and treat disease, but we must not neglect our part. Our job is to do the work of healing in consciousness, addressing the root cause of our physical ailments, to heal the body through the power of the mind. I thought that too powerful to not share this morning. And what I know about all that is the facts, the fiction, and all the emotions, and all the traumas, and all the things that we put ourselves through unconsciously. Unconsciously. Because who would want to do it consciously? Anybody here? I wouldn't. I wouldn't. I wouldn't. Beloveds, we are a continuum of that. And it's vital that we get through them. It's vital that we allow ourselves to not be threatened by our situation. Rather, to be emboldened, to dig deeper into our spiritual essence. You know what? We are facilitated at all times by divine intelligence. Let's affirm that. I am facilitated always through all things by divine intelligence. Yes. 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 And it sets into, and it provides out of itself, the result that we need. Sometimes we need to have a little more of that, though. Come to find out. It just kind of lets some of the stuff fall away so we can move through it. We live in the abundant nature of the divine givingness at all times. Nature right now. Oh my gosh, the power of nature. It could be tumultuous. Yesterday, we had hail at our house. Today it's like, what hail? What the? Yeah. What hail? You know, but so that is like our emotional self. Look at that. We can be, one day our life can be full of hail. The next day, peaceful, beautiful, just like extra butter on a piece of toast. But that's us. Enjoy the butter on the toast. I've come to understand that anything less in my life that I perceive as less calls for more truth for me. It calls for a greater understanding of what is really who I am. And sometimes when I experience that less than, it's a not so quiet message of spirit. You know, it says the power to make a different choice. The power to, like I said, dig deeper and go into a greater knowing of who we are. It's like Spirit saying, hello, what were you thinking? Were you asleep at the wheel? Don't blame paradise. It's not their fault. I had to throw that in. I don't know why I just rolled that. So there's a class going on, Power of Decision. And I understand that it's quite a great combination of people. At this time, I've taken it. I've taught it several times. It's a wonderful class. And if you haven't taken it, I encourage you to do so in the future. Or at least get the book. The book is a wonderful tool. And so I'd like to share on decision. It's about the intelligent factor of spirit. The individual's ability to act unintelligently in a universe of intelligence is amazing. Isn't it? We sit here and we say, oh yeah, I live in an intelligent universe, isn't it grand, la-di-da. And then we do something unintelligent. Unintelligence functioning in human consciousness produces wrong decisions. And as a result of these wrong decisions, people limit themselves with sickness, financial strain, family quarrels, and frustration, all of which are unnecessary. He goes on to say, time and space forever remain the same as we move through them. Man, you and I, may be limited in our scope, but the universe is not. The universe is not. So the less thans, I think, come up for us. And then there's something behind that intelligence that comes through any disruption, anything that we might find almost impossible to overcome. I call that, for me, it is my GPS. God's perfecting itself. That comes through any off-course situation if we take a moment to remember. And when we listen from that place of being centered, what I hear is, let me, the divine love, out. Let me out. In the inward journey, the book of the month club here, Howard Thurman writes, keep the door of thy heart. Keep open the door of thy heart. It matters not how many doors are against thee. Keep your door open, no matter what obstacles are in front of you. He writes, and I quote, there is a profound ground of unity that is more pertinent and authentic than all the unilateral dimensions of our lives. This you discover when you are able to keep open the door of your heart. This is one's ultimate responsibility. And it's not dependent upon whether the heart of another is kept open for you. You know the book, What You Think of Me Is None of My Business? Yeah, it's kind of a universal spiritual concept. So here's a mystery. I go on. If sweeping through the door of my heart there moves continually a genuine love for you, it bypasses all your hate and all your indifferences and through to you at your center. You are powerless to do anything about it. You may keep alive. You may keep alive in devious ways the fires of your bitter heart, but they cannot get through to me. The word that love is stronger than hate and goes beyond death is the great disclosure to one who has found that when you keep open the door of your heart, it matters not how many doors are closed against you. That's tough. That's tough. That's tough. The human wants to react, and the vine stays unmoved. It's we who move. It's we who have the opportunity to take the higher route. What I have learned from the Science of Mind studies is what we value and that which we believe is true for us in this life guides us, defends us, and evolves us. And I have 3 affirmations for us to say. To guide. Please say it with me. I seek to demonstrate the power of spiritual realization in all my affairs as the result of my belief in divine guidance. To defend. Say it with me. I stand in spiritual integrity. I stand in spiritual integrity, demonstrating my highest values from love. And then to evolve. Say with me, I endeavor to greet the divinity in everyone and in all situations. Thank you. And I begin my closing with a wonderful snippet from The Inward Journey. This is a rich book. Dr. Carolyn, did you find that to be true too when you gave your? It's just there's so many nuggets of goodness in it for me. And it's this. I quote: "The upward push of life awakens the egg, and inner stirring sends it forth to be in all its parts according to its law. The blossom opens wide, The blossom opens wide its heart to wind and bee, then closes. Deep within its pulsing core, the dream of fruit takes shape, and life decrees what it must be. The little chick mingles sound with baby duck and goose, sharing each the common food, drinking from the single trough. Day after day breezes blow. Rains bring to one and all the glad refreshment from the summer sun. Yet each follows his appointed way without an awkward turn. Each fulfills the pattern of his own design, from tiny cell to ripened fruit, from baby chick or mammoth oak, the same refrain goes forth. You and I are ever-evolving aliveness, full of love, joy, wisdom, and an open door of divine goodness. I encourage you to allow the sweet spirit that you are to awaken into its greater spiritual magnificence. It's what you were meant to do as spirituality in action. Your highest values take center stage in your life when you are strong in faith, clear of intention, and you direct your life from love. Namaste. So it is.